Hey, what's up, guys? Patch day! We are living in the era of patch 2.02 now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The balance patch of 1.362 is over, and we finally have some changes. The patch went live yesterday night at 1 a.m. It was a little bit too late for me to cover it live. If it would have been like an hour and a half earlier, yeah, for sure, but I don't want to spend my entire night on this, given how patches oftentimes lead to technical difficulties. But apparently there's not too much in that direction. So, patch is live, and I guess a couple of people were hoping for some changes from PTR to live. That did not really happen. So, the last PTR version that we feedbacked on this channel was pretty much the version they pushed. So, once again, real quick to get everybody up to speed. Here is the... Oh, wait. Maybe I should say a thing or two about patch 1.36. That patch was with us since June of 2024. So, how much is that? 10 months, roundabout? 10 months, basically an entire year. Very, very, very long patch. Usually we get cycles of 6 months. And I felt at the end it was pretty much played through. Meta wasn't developing much anymore. But this, of course, the patch of the Pally Rifle. It will be remembered as the patch of the Pally Rifle. But we've seen so much good as well in this patch. I really, really like this patch. I'm not sure personally if I like 1.36.1 better than 1.36.2. Both were fantastic patches. Both had their flaws, 100%. But there's never really a perfect patch, right? In the history of this game, we never had a perfect patch. And if people say that, they romanticize the past a little bit. I think both patches, 0.1 and 0.2, have been the best we ever had in terms of esports. Great games, a big variety of styles, big variety of openers in first heroes, in units. Like, pretty much, not all races, but most races had different hero openers and had different unit openers. Thinking Farseer, Headhunter, Blademaster, Grunts, Archmage, Footman, Pally, Rifle, that kind of thing. And that's pretty damn cool. To this degree, we never really had that. We also had probably the best human versus undead we ever had for a while. That started in patch 1.36.1 with the Dubai games between Happy and 40, long macro games. We've seen the use of mass undead casters, including Necros. We've seen new mass air. It got then a little overshadowed recently with this mass tier 1 bug infestation, ghoul infestation kind of thing. So that was really cool. I think other matchups certainly had flaws. I personally didn't like the Blood Mage style of human versus Night Elf at all. I hope that is changing for the better. Obviously, Pally Rifle versus Orc especially was quite broken. But also there, like, Archmage Footman openers versus Farseer Headhunter openers, banger games. Insane games. Lots of AoE spell usage, Clap versus Storm, hero focus left and right. An amazing state of the game. The matchup that suffered a lot was Undead vs Orc, Mass Wyvern. In the previous patch, it was like Dark Ranger Ghoul dominates everything. Then at some point, it was these mass air fights, which are really not that great to watch, IMO. So that was a bit of an issue. I think also what benefited a lot was mirror matches. Orc vs Orc had different cool styles. Undead vs Undead one of my absolute favorites. So cool with this one patch that destroyers can dispel anti-magic. Can't dispel anti-magic. That opened up the matchup quite a bit. Human vs. Human got a bit of tier 3 play, even though it's still not the best one. Night Elf vs. Night Elf had... Like, even though it's still sad that it's a lot of bears, we didn't actually see too many bears. So overall, 1.36, 1 and 2 were fantastic for the game. Super entertaining. Love it. So now we got a patch. And that patch does a lot. You are also doing a lot for us, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Arthas, Grey Dwarf, Pilgrim, and Disproved for your sweet, sweet subs. Yeah, patch is live now. Major changes. Oh yeah, I didn't update that. Major changes. Hunters get an upgrade for heavy armor on tier 2. Wards in general aren't dispellable or targetable by spells anymore. Those are the top two. Multiple smaller nerfs to Pally Rifle. Let's go through this real quick. So, patch notes. I will say something about this in a bit, but let's go for balance first. So, Sentry Wards got nerfed a bit, Heal Wards got nerfed a bit, Ring got nerfed. This is super nice and very, very important. I think this will change the early game quite a bit. Orb of Slow is a new tool for human on tier 3. Here we go with a little bit of a Flame Strike buff. Siphon nerfed, Banish nerfed, Holy Light nerfed, Devotion Aura nerfed on level 2 and 3. Militia nerfed, Defend nerf buffed. It's weaker but more accessible. Slow nerfed. Invisibility, casting range increased, you know, some smaller things. For Orc, Expo buff. Wyvern give less XP, way less XP. Sentry Wards magic immune. Tauren have resistance skin on default. The wards have a bit less HP, but I mean they're magic immune. That's a trade-off, right? For Night Elves, couple of minor buffs and nerfs, but they get more lumber, which helps them a lot, I think. Hunters can get heavy armor on tier 2. Couple of trade-offs here. Chimeras have a movement speed buff. More damage via Vorpal Blades for Glaive Throwers. For Undead, single target 4 charges on Wand of Negation is a new strong single target dispel tool. Ritual Dagger got a bit shafted, so denying isn't easy anymore for them. Nova range is something a lot of people wanted to see. Anti-magic shield is way weaker, and frost worms have a lot more range. That's the big undead thing. The worm is the big undead thing, and the Wand of Negation is the big undead thing, I guess. Rain of Fire of the Pit Lord has a bit more range, and Dark Ranger can push HP via life drain to a friendly unit. So that's more or less the balance changes. I want to do some predictions. I got a feeling, like usually I can look at some values and I feel like I got a good orientation of where things are going. Here, a lot is up in the air. I'm very uncertain about things. So, Neo's 2.0.2 predictions. Where's my WordPad? Where my WordPad homies at? There we are. Oh. All right. So just quick and dirty. Human Pala Rifle Dead versus UD. Still good versus Orc. Big suffering in general. I mean, there's nothing too specific here. It's just a lot. I think versus Undead, they should still have a good time. But yeah, versus Orc and Night Elf, it's gonna be a big suffering. Night Elf. Huntress change not as big as people think. So, oops. Going out on a limb here. I think a lot of people are overreacting to the Huntress. They're very good, but they're also expensive and late. I think people will figure out a way to play them. They will be overwhelming for a while. People will also figure out what to do against it. I don't think that's the big problem, per se. I think we'll see rise in base race versus Orc. You know, the you grab a couple of hunts, you click on the Great Hall, it disappears. I hate that, but I think this is my worry. Potential. Wait. Rise of Talon usage. This could be quite a big thing. I think versus Undead and in Mirror. Versus Elf. To counter Hunt Bear. Versus UD with Hunt Talon. Versus Ghoul Fiend Destro. This looks pretty good on paper, huh? Hunt's talents into Undead. Early game might still be rough when ghouls are dominating. Once you got the hunt upgrade, ghouls won't do much against hunts anymore and they should be taken over. Fiends don't do too much against them anymore. And everybody says, yeah, you can counter hunts with Destros. You can counter hunts with Destros. But I'm pretty sure with the rise of, with more lumber, you can go to crows to kill Destros. And then what do? This could be cool for a while. I can see that. Is there more I want to predict? Probably way more Eper, at least at first. Okay, Orc, dominant faction of the patch. Here's my doomer negative prediction. Mega OP versus Undead. I think Orc can play pretty much everything they want and they're gonna win against Undead. It doesn't matter if headhunters, casters, mass air. I got no, I can usually pick some army compositions in my head and just play it out in my head. After 17 years of watching this game, it usually works kind of nicely. I struggle to see a reliable thing that would work against Orc that can't get hard countered. Wards. Mega OP. Because spammable. Night Elves might threaten them a bit. I'm not sure. If you get towards, they will be spammable. If you, whoops, if you get there. And then what do we got? UD. Way tougher overall. I don't see anything cool or revolutionary here. Might have a bit more of a stable mid game. Higher usage of Wand of Negation. More ghoul spam. I don't know. I'm having a tough time predicting undead. I don't know. So that's my predictions for now. Is that good? Peli Rifle dead versus D, still good versus Orc. Yep, I think that's fine. Big suffering in general in comparison to 1.36. I don't think Hunters will dominate everything and everyone, but there'll still be a rise. Base race versus Orc is going to be horrible. Talon usage I think can be really cool in these combinations. Yep, Keeper I think is good. Orc will dominate quite a bit, I think. I worry about this undead matchup. That's my prediction. So far, I think. Oh, it's way too big. There we go. Any commenters? Heal range potentially huge. Yep, could be nice. Dark Ranger transfer life can be so strong. You know it gets serious when WordPad is out, lol. Any of my patch notes said hunts are okay, only the building glaives shouldn't work. Yep, I said the same in my patch. Eldridge, thank you. Pony, thank you. You think new Tauren will somewhat detour mass talent use? I don't expect mass talents. Like, how do you want to reach mass talents when you kill the orc building with hunts earlier? Thank you, Pios, for the sub. Do you think Ito will know about the changes for the Inferno match? Absolutely not. Catching up with chat, almost there. Do you see a decree in Night of Wine in the future? Absolutely not. I don't know. Next might be that they have too little gold and they need their gold mining rate increase. I'm sure that's gonna happen. Demon Hunter might need divine armor. They will come up with new stuff. They are probably already meeting in their Cabal backroom. 40's rise has been directly correlated by how strong human was in the last patch. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. So incredibly wrong. I said this over and over again. I tweeted about it. I don't know what I can say more. Fortitude's rise started way before the last patch. The patch then, of course, at some point helped. 40's rise started way before the patch. And everybody who says 40 is a patch human is belittling his work. All right, let's see. I opened up a game already. And it's X-Lord versus Little DC. They played on Warcraft III Champions here today. Our overlay is updated and should be working fine. I really hope it does. We'll see about that. Because we have to, like... The game information is stored in basically Excel files. And we have to feed our tool the new Excel files. That should work. As the game is paused, we have to fast forward. Sure, thank you. Please just be quiet is the sub message. Wow. Okay. What the fuck? Thank you for the support, I guess. Alright, Lil DC. One of the best Swedish gamers that we had in this game. Exlord, of course, one of the, if not the best German to ever touch this game, is back in a bit. And disclaimer, everything will change. Timings will change. Build orders will change. Everything will change. This is just, you know, feeling the water temperature. Put your big toe into a lake to see the water temperature. So far, we'll still open up with ghouls. It's just too good to not go ghouls. Is the audio too quiet? Probably, right? Let me know if it's alright or not. Thank you, Tommy D! So far, it's a relatively normal opening with an instant expo. We've seen this more and more. And let's see if Xlord can do something about it. We do not have immolation, which would be of great use here to accelerate creeping. I'm not too sure mana burn is the way. Xlord for now leaves the buildings alone. Leaves the expo alone. Goes for Moonwells now. This should be quite some time for Lil DC. No Hunter's Hall here. Oopsie. Demon. Careful. I think a lot of people sleep on DC. He's been high up in the ladder for a long time. Just doesn't play tournaments as a daddy with real life and stuff. But for ladder, he's still very good. 2350 MMR or something, which is good. Xlord stays on tier 1. That's curious. Mass Ghouls? Mass Ghouls now into Graveyard into Tech without an expansion himself. Okay. It's just a Ghoul Rush for now. And DC has the Expo done, has the Tech done, has the Hunter Soul up. Wonder if he's trying to get the Hunter Soul upgrade in quickly. I mean, at the moment, he doesn't have a Hunt. Hunts, in theory, should be a very good counter to Ghouls. And Ghouls have been plaguing this matchup for a long time. In the early game, with the Rush, with Worker Harass, with tower pushes, in the late game, with the Frenzy push. But Hunts could be a perfect counter for it. With their AoE attack against mass, normal damage type, always good. Relatively sturdy towards Coilnova. It's not like that they never die against it, but you know. Ooh, Demon Hunter Dark Ranger combo. Are we going Life Drain, DC? Wow, what a nice read. No Expo here. It is Life Drain. Okay, sick. I heard that Xlord also played Dark Ranger in Mirror with Life Drain. It is, of course, just a matter of time until a Night Elf player kills his own Dark Ranger with Life Drain. Everybody knows. It's probably gonna be Sonic, but we'll see. But yeah, the combo of Dark Ranger and Demon Hunter could be vicious in a cool way. So it's basically covering what Rejuve is doing. There was a problem in Xlord's main. Yeah, that Necropolis isn't there anymore. Maybe he unsummoned it. It is an interesting base, that's for sure. So yeah, we're not gonna take this outcome as gospel. Because, you know, that early game was a bit ruined. Anyway, could make for a fun game so far. I mean, makes sense if you don't have immolation to go for mass ghouls. I don't see Hunts, which is interesting to me. I think that Hunts would do good in this matchup. Downside of the new Dark Ranger Life Drain is, of course, she's also losing HP. It's not that like you get 3 HP. And then all of a sudden, both heroes are kind of low. And you end up in a situation like this, where 4 ghouls, a DK, and a Naga can push you. And double slaughterhouse is coming. Interesting. But yeah, without hunts, ghouls... without hunts and immolation, ghouls still as powerful as before. And this strong carry demon, with the help of a Dark Ranger, is fighting quite nicely. Retreating seems impossible against Dryads. Demon Hunter does have boots, so does the Naga. Can't reach, and there's also no mana for a mana burn kill anymore. But yeah, this is strong. You'll probably go... It's a kind of a question now what you do with the Dark Ranger second. Black Arrow or Silence?
A player's forces are under attack.
Both good, huh? Could be interesting constellations, for sure. Demon Hunter is just waiting for the next life drain, which is now a misleading spell name, isn't it? Oh wow, mana burn against that, use that early. Sweet! Potion usage by DC. And man, he's pummeling X-Lord across the map. Nice little safety life drain. Staff back home. Makes Moonwell usage a bit more efficient there as well. Thank you, Juicy Jones, man. Thank you for the 2 months.
A player's forces are under attack.
A-bomb's coming now as an answer to this. First mass Dryads, not too bad. So mass melee for now. Lich was of course nerfed as well with lower range on the Nova. We see it here. Yeah, now the DK would love to have a life drain as well. First game of the new patch and the Night Elf is losing his hero despite the staff being ready. Nothing has changed, everybody. Nothing has changed. Despite life drain, they still lose their Demon Hunter. B2W, rip in the chat. You can literally give the Demon Hunter divine armor, and this would still happen. And I notice I am on a 90-second delay, which was not intended. Lol. And the Dark Ranger falls as well. Ouchie! DC is falling apart a little bit with 2,300 gold. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, I don't think this is, this is a measuring stick for any balance-related stuff. The one unsummons his main, the other loses his heroes. And floats 2,300. Yeah, that was a bit of a clowny game. Horny Beetle, thank you for the sub as well. Guys, I will reset the stream real quick. To get rid of the delay so we can interact.